Picture this. A mother paces back and forth in her yard, eyes fixed on the gate. Her son, our pickney, missing for days. Again. When him come back on him yard, him clothes them dirty. Dirty. Him eyes vacant. She sighs in relief, but knows it's only a matter of time before him disappear again. I just saw him safe and him head take him, she says sadly, shaking her head. Sound familiar? In Jamaica, we've all heard of someone who has gone missing for days, only to return as if nothing ever happened. We talk about them head gone and joke about them being mad. But what if we told you that some of these things could be some signs of serious mental illnesses, issues we often ignore, mock, or misunderstand? Mental illnesses, they're everywhere at Jamaica, yet we barely take it serious. We see mentally ill people roaming the streets, dirty and forgotten. We turn them in a joke, meme, song lyrics. I'm mad, me I'm mad out. But what if we actually stop and ask, "Our go on, what we can do about mental illness in Jamaica? How we can understand it and better, navigate it? And why so much Jamaicans struggle with their mental health in a silence?" The statistics though, people, it eye-opening. Around 3% of Jamaicans suffer from depression, while 4% experience anxiety disorders. Schizophrenia, one of the most severe mental illnesses, affects an estimated 150 per 100,000 Jamaicans. Yet, despite these numbers, mental health is one of the least addressed issues in our society. In Jamaica, having a mental illness is often seen as a sign of weakness or a curse. Some believe it caused by dopey, obeah, or demon possession rather than actual medical conditions. As a result, many people never seek help. Instead, them suffer in a silence, afraid of being labeled as man, mad, or worthless. Ah boy, never we know somebody who struggle with mental illness to the point that they have to be forced to go to Bellevue to get medication so that them can function. The people them when you did know, them are not themselves anymore. Now let's continue with the script. Children too, affected. Approximately 34% of juveniles in Jamaica show signs of mental illnesses before the age of 14. Instead of recognizing these as early warning signs, we dismiss them as bad picnic. Some of the picnic won't say act out could be mental illness. These children often grow up without support, making them easy targets for gangs and crime. Mental illness is not just a personal struggle, it's a national issue. Between 2015 and 2030, Jamaica is expected to lose US 2.76 billion in economic productivity due to untreated mental health conditions, more than almost any other non-communicable disease. Despite the growing need for treatment, mental health services in Jamaica are severely underfunded. There is only one psychiatrist per 100,000 people, compared to 13 per 100,000 people in the US. Jamaica only has one mental health hospital that we can recall, and very few psychologists or social workers, at least at a affordable cost, because there are psychologists in Jamaica, therapists and so, but I think the last time I was checking on prices, it was like 10,000, $11,000, and that a per visit. And say you're gonna need a lot of them visits. For some people, them need a lot of visits. But that aside, the lack of mental support, health support, also leads to tragic encounters with law enforcement. In 2020 alone, the JCF was involved in 22 incidents where mentally ill adults, individuals were shot. Many others have died in police custody due to neglect or abuse. The police themselves admit they are not trained to handle mentally ill individuals, often resorting to force instead of care. No, it's time to change how we view mental health in Jamaica. I mean, even the depression, there was some statistics recently that 65 suicides were committed and 61, I think, they said were male. So we're talking about suicides as well. A lot of people are turning to the ultimate, just doing them life so because of what they're experiencing. And some have to do with some serious mental health issues. Could be depression as well, severe depression. It could be so many things. What we have to understand as a people is that Jamaicans, Caribbean people, Africans, descendants, and Africans, we a lot of trauma, a lot of trauma, a lot of hurt, a lot of pain. It's growing up in Jamaica, everyday life trauma is like a norm. Going through some issues that are so inhumane that actually, drive you towards being unstable mentally. It is seen like an everyday thing for a lot of us. Growing up as children, a lot of us weren't protected as much. A lot of us experienced hard life. Our parents couldn't do any better. They did the best they could. It's not nobody's fault. It's just how society set. And yes, if you should pinpoint some stuff, you could say the aftermath of a people that were enslaved, a people that were indentured, and so forth. Different things, different systems that didn't operate correctly, so many things that we could pinpoint as it relates to how much trauma and hardships Jamaicans face on a daily basis. But that's for another video, right? So it's not a joke, it's not a curse. It's a mental condition that requires treatment, understanding, and compassion. As a society, we should be able to express when we are struggling, like that man that killed himself the other day. Um, he was talking about, pain from some lumbar scent, but also probably him have a issues because he was forgetting things, and him family member say he was there to sort out his medication. So older people, check on them. Sometimes when people are not functioning like how them used to, it make them depressed and them really want to just left the earth. So there's a lot we need to do as a society. No man or woman is an island. Together we can really face this issue. And also, we being more real about mental illnesses will encourage those who are suffering from it to seek help. You ever notice how some people are resistant to go to get their medication and all of them stuff there because of how they are stigmatized, because of how they are viewed. So if we are a bit more kind when it comes to mental illnesses, discussing it and airing those issues, then people will be able to express easier and to get help easier and quicker. No, yeah, we need action, people. We need more funding for mental health services, better training for law enforcement, and a shift in cultural attitudes towards mental health. If you know anybody where I struggle, reach out. Mental health matters. Stop the silence and start the conversation and the change. Now, there are several organizations in Jamaica that offer such mental health assistance. You have UNICEF, you have the Caribbean Mental Health Foundation, you have Red Cross, Mind Freedom, Befrienders Worldwide, Bellevue. And growing up, we always hear about Bellevue, but it sounds like such a bad place for people to go because it got things in models. But guys, it's a part Jamaicans. Unfortunately, being human sometimes means that the mind will turn on itself. Any part of us, it's just life is imperfect. Life has its flaws. Life has some real challenges. And we just need to respect that with life, there's joy and there's pain. And we need to regard both of them. So that's it for now. That's it for now. Hoping that we'll really do something about this mental health issue. We want to do a series of videos on it. Speaking about the more serious ones as well, because we know about anxiety and depression and those things trend. But what about schizophrenia? What about bipolar? A lot of Jamaicans, a good number, are said to be, schizophrenic and bipolar. And what about the other? What about dementia? It's not a mental. Some people say it's a mental condition and not, have it as a issue. But that's something that we need to speak about. A lot of people say they get a water or them gone senile. It's not that. It's that they may be, having dementia. How do you face that? How you deal with that? Oliver Samuels just recently did something on dementia, which we hope to watch on February, like late February. I think it's going to be at Hope Gardens. We'll provide details. Check out the article for more details on this topic and for information on where you can go if you need mental assistance. That's it for now, guys. If you found this valuable, like, share, comment, thumbs up, subscribe to the thing, and share, contribute to conversation. If you know how to help, tell us in the comments. No? We shouldn't be afraid to share solutions.